I want to introduce you to a good role model. This guy played for Bafana Bafana. If you don't know, he played for South Africa. He played in England. If you watch Super Sport, you will see him giving analysis on soccer. This guy, as you know, he's got all the money. Okay, girls, he's married. He's married. But this guy has got unwavering faith. You know, I spoke to his pastor, and his pastor was giving me the story of one of his teammates saying, you know, Pastor, this guy, amidst all the money and the fame, this guy has stayed faithful to God. Is that a good role model? All right, so I want to introduce you. It's my pleasure and my privilege. Give it up for Shaun Bartlett.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Reverend Ronald for that introduction. It's my privilege actually to be here, not the other way around. It's very nice to be part of this event, like you said, inaugural event. And for me to come here is not to give you a sermon, it's a word of encouragement. And to look at me and what is said, obviously, I'm living proof. Living proof that a boy that was meant to be in metal strips because his legs wasn't growing properly made it to the top in a sport where you're supposed to use your legs on a daily basis. That is only through God's grace. From a very young age, growing up in a small suburb in Cape Town, gangsterism, drugs, all those things, it's always important to make sure that you belong to organization, whether it's a church, whether it's a sporting organization. Having that sense of belonging knows you've got a purpose in life. And all of us have a purpose in life. It's important that you know what is your purpose. Otherwise, you're going to go through life just wearing blinkers. You've got to know what's your purpose and work hard every day to achieve that purpose. You know what's the amazing thing? We can only do what's possible, but God does the impossible. And that, for me, to come from a small suburb of Cape Town and play at the highest level, standing at Old Trafford, standing at Old Anfield, playing in the World Cup, all those things was only made possible because of God. And like your Reverend said, I'm standing here not as a former footballer or as a coach. I'm standing here in front of you as a son, as a father, as a husband, as a brother in Christ. That for me is more important. And I didn't lose my money when I got married. I lost my money when I started having kids, actually. I'm just kidding. That is another blessing. Being blessed with 3 boys. See, now that I've stopped playing, I've got to make my own Bafana team. And eventually they'll end up playing as well. But like I said, in life, there's going to be a lot of disappointments. And for me, it was no different. Obviously, you get a lot of injuries, you get setbacks, you get coaches that don't like you. All those things makes you stronger. They always say, tough times will never last. Tough people do. But tough people can only go through those times knowing there was somebody carrying you. A lot of the times when you go through a difficult situation, you always ask, God, where are you? Where God is actually saying, I'm carrying you. I'm making you stronger for what is to come. There's always something better. Even today, it was cloudy, it was raining. Was the sun out? I'm waiting. The sun is always out because it was daylight. That is what our God does. When things seem to be impossible, when things seem very difficult at this moment in time, know that at the end, He will carry you through. Know at the end, there will always be a reward. When you want to achieve something in life, make sure you write it down. You know why you write it down? It's a remembrance, it's reminding you every day as to why you're working towards something. I had 3 goals in life. At the age of 10, I wrote 3 things on a piece of paper. I want to play on television. I want to play for South Africa, and I want to play in England. That's how good God is. I achieved all 3 of those. It's good to have money, but money shouldn't make you. I think that is in our current state, our current situation. A lot of things, we seem to be worshiping that more than what the God has actually provided you with. Money can only take you that far. You've got to know wherever you go, God is opening a path for you. Do you feel blessed that you woke up this morning? Did you wake up because of your alarm on your phone? You know, if you take that alarm, and this is what our people are thinking. In the morning when the alarm goes off, I've got to wake up. I've got to go to work. I've got to go to school. You take that same alarm, you put it next to a dead person. That person won't wake up. And that is the blessing that we have on a daily basis. Knowing when I open my eyes, God has blessed me with another day. And that sometimes we take very much for granted. When we go home, you go sleep, you wake up in the next morning, nothing happened because I locked the door, because I locked the window. It's not because of the locked window. Our God is watching over us every second, every minute, every hour. And when He gives you a talent, when He gives you a gift, your way of worshiping, your way of giving praise is to use that gift to the best of your ability. Always when He gives you a gift, is not to be average. You've got to work on that gift and that talent to make sure you become exceptional. Everybody on this earth is here for a purpose, and that purpose is to be successful. But you can only be successful knowing that you've got to work, making sure that that gift is perfected to the best that you can be. Every time you do something, you know that is your praise back to God. That is the talent and the gift that is given us. And for me, even now as a coach, I've always wanted to be a teacher. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do that. Like my wife says to me on a daily basis, you are teaching. You are making more impact in the players' lives by what you do. What I'm doing now, that's a blessing. I'll never be a pastor like Reverend Ronald. I'm not blessed with that type of talent. But wherever I am, I know I can make a difference. Wherever you go, whether it's in sports, whether it's in business, whether it's entertainment, that is where you should make the difference. Going to church is to refresh your soul. Going out in the workplace is to preach and to make everyone aware the God that you serve is alive. We've got to make sure that we put that word out there every day. Because the way things are going at this moment in time is not looking good. That's why we are needed to make sure things will get better. We live in a country where we are free to praise, to worship. We've got to make sure we use it to the best of our ability. Every time you get that opportunity, use it to the best of your ability. I'm very privileged to be here tonight. Short word for you guys. It's a word of encouragement. Whatever you want to do, where you want to go, doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is where you want to end up. But where you end up is the decisions that you've got to make. Nobody will make those choices for you. Tough decisions that you've got to make. There's going to be a lot of times where you should be going out partying. There's going to be a lot of times where you want to be with your friends. But it's those small sacrifices that you're going to have to give up in order to achieve your goal. And for me, achieving my goals was those sacrifices. With the support that I've had from our family, with the support that I've had from my church on a daily basis. And I would like to thank everyone that has come out here Enjoy this week. Make sure you use it to the best of your ability, like the Reverend said. Got to have fun, enjoy it, but know why you're here and what you want from this conference. That's important. So when you go out of here, you know you're going out a new person. Enjoy this time. Be blessed. Check out this video. Blow your mind.